In order to create a test or quiz inside of your Niihka course or project site, first you're going to want to navigate to the site where the test is going to be located. And then over on the left-hand side, you're going to choose Tests and Quizzes. If you don't have the Tests and Quizzes tool turned on already, you can do so by clicking on the Site Info tool and then going to the link that says Edit Tools. Once you're in the Tests and Quizzes main page, there's a section at the top that says Create an Assessment. And we're going to choose Create from Scratch. And the first thing we need to do is give this assessment a title. So I'm going to call this Training Test. And then you have two options. You can either create the test using the assessment builder or markup text. We have another training video that specifically talks about how to use markup text. So for this video, we're going to use the assessment builder. Once you're done with the assessment title, you can click Create. And it takes you to the page where you can begin adding questions for your quiz or test. So what you're going to do is there are two places where you can add a question. I'm just going to choose it right here, Insert New Question. If you click on that drop down, you have a series of options, and this is where you choose what kind of a question it's going to be. For the sake of this exercise, we're going to do a multiple choice question. And once you choose multiple choice, it brings you to the question, page that lets you edit the question. The first thing you want to do is how many points is this question worth? In my quiz, this question is only worth 1 point. And then you can choose whether or not you have a single correct answer, multiple correct answers, and if multiple correct, whether or not the students have to select only one of the correct ones or all of the correct ones. Under question text, you can type in what you want the text of the question to be. So I'm going to say, what color is the sky? You can add some attachments if you want your students to reference those while answering the question. And then below that, you have a series of boxes pertaining to letters A, B, C, and D for the multiple choice portion. So for letter A, I'm going to say green. Letter B is going to be red. I'm going to say purple for C, and then blue for D. And in order for Niihka to understand how to correctly grade this question, you have to select which option is the correct answer. So next to letter D, there's a little radio button that you can select, and this tells Niihka that letter D is the correct answer. If you need more than 4 options, you can insert additional answers. You can also have Niihka randomize the answers for this question. So blue won't always be D, it may be A or C, depending on on how Niihka randomizes it when the students go in to take the quiz. A little bit further down, you can assign feedback for whether or not they get the correct or incorrect answer. So for correct answer, I might say great job. And for incorrect answer, I might tell my students look up. Once you're done with that, you can click on Save, and it will take you back to the page that we were at before where we chose to insert a question. And you'll see that question 1 is a single correct with 1 point, and this is the question with D being the correct answer. You can also see the feedback given right below it. Then to go on from here, underneath question 1, you can say Insert New Question, and just continue down that path.